Now that is the start to the IPL. That is the game we were hoping to see. We didn't get it at the Chepauk. Boy, we've got it at the Eden Gardens. The Kolkata Knight Riders are celebrating and rejoicing for managing to chase down, after significant odds were against them at one stage, 182. They managed to do that with 2 balls to spare. Courtesy Andre Russell returning to some ridiculous form. At one stage they needed 78 of the last 6. They then needed 68 of the last 5, 59 of the last 4, 53 of the last 3. And then some crazy stuff happened. 19 runs of the 18th over. Andre Russell got into the mood. 21 runs of the 19th. And they've managed to take the game to stun the Sunrisers Hyderabad. I've got Ajit Agarkar and Brad Hodge with me on the show. And you know that feeling when Andre Russell is teeing off. And that feeling has been felt by bowlers before. Crazy game. Game that we would have liked to see yesterday.
Well, I did it easy. They got it with 3 balls to spare, didn't they? I mean, what a ridiculous chase. You just got to take your hats off to that KKR side, and Andre Russell and Shubman Gill as well at the end there to get the job done under immense pressure was phenomenal.
And you know that feeling. Sometimes when you're bowling, going to a batsman, you know it's just going to hit everything.
Plenty of times.
Yeah, I didn't mean you, but as a bowler.
It's difficult. I mean, I said in that mid-show that 185 wasn't a winning score, 181 wasn't the winning score, but they were in a great position. I mean, when you get 40 off the 18th and the 19th over, it's very little the bowlers can do. Maybe they missed their lengths once or twice, but the rest of it was just brute power. I mean, that ground's not big enough to stop him.
Amazing.
Unfortunately for Sunrisers and fortunately for KKR, it was his night. That's what he does. I mean, it's a great chase.
And to be fair, we were saying in the first half while watching him that his bowling doesn't seem to be as effective as it used to, but doesn't look the threat that it used to. It's Andre Russell, the batsman, that can really turn games like this.
Yeah, and that's probably due to the injuries that he's had in the last couple of seasons with his knees, caused him a lot of problems. But he doesn't have to run when he bats. I mean,
just
they go
257 strike rate.
Yeah, they go straight over the fence. So I mean, you've just got to admire the power and the strength. What he's got a lovely bat swing as well. Keeps his shapes beautifully. He's an imposing figure when he's standing at the crease because you know that he's going to swing and swing hard. And when they hit, it's a different story.
I mean, that's the tough part for bowlers. It's not like he's a slogger. Then as a bowler, you always have a chance. He's like you said, it's a proper swing, hits both sides of the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, that shot off that slow ball of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar shows the skill sets that he's got. It was remarkable.
So it's it's because he hits balls that are full wide and carves them for 6 over mid-off. It's not a bad ball. In fact, if anything, it's almost a great ball executed. Is there anything you can do to stop it?
I mean, you have to be completely random, actually.
Yeah.
So you need to take a real punt, chuck a few bouncers in there and a few Yorkers, a few slow balls. You actually can't plan for Andre Russell.
And there's nothing to say that he won't hit those for 6 either.
No, he probably will, but hopefully
chance.
that he'll miss hit one and get him out early.
Yeah, agree 100%. I mean, someone like Rashid Khan, he struggled to. Even then, his last ball of his spell, he whacked him over cover for 4. That's how confident he is. Just the power. I mean, I don't think that ground's big enough to stop him once he gets going.
13 of 6. I know the game's almost won effectively, but are you still giving the ball to Shakib, or are you looking for a punt and trying Vijay Shankar's seam up?
No, you probably give the ball to Shakib only because you think that he might get him out in the first 1 or 2 balls, and that didn't pan out that way.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he did get him for just 1 run. It's a great result.
Well, he left the wide, the first one. So it's actually become incredible, just the power that batsmen have these days. I mean, 13 runs and over, you have 2 of the first ball, I mean, wide and a single. And the youngster comes and hits 2 sixes.
I like what Haji says. Sometimes it will be random, but how easy or hard is it for a bowler in that situation, under that kind of pressure, knowing what Andre Russell is doing when the crowd's behind him, to actually execute that random?
Yeah, I mean, you saw Bhuvaneshwar Kumar bowl his 3rd over, which was exceptional, and still went for 21 in his 4th. And he tried everything. Tried the wide, slower ball, knuckle ball, tried to get the Yorker, maybe missed the spot that he got in the 3rd over that he bowled. No, it's very difficult. You just hope he misses one.
Sure.
I don't think they could have done much. I don't think with the bowlers that they have, someone like a Sid Kaul or a Sandeep Sharma, they have their limitations. Unfortunately, they couldn't have done anything more.
How much of it is this though when you're bowling to Andre Russell? Just you're a good bowler like Bhuvaneshwar Kumar or Sid Kaul going for 2 sixes first 2 balls.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all that practice of landing the Yorker or getting the slow ball or the ball of the knuckles, right? How much of it is that?
Well, it's huge because, I mean, in the team meetings and the bowling units, you would have discussed about where you want to bowl. And when your execution is marginally off and you see that plan A go out of the park, you question yourself and you doubt yourself. And when you go to plan B and that one disappears out of the park as well, where do you turn? Your mind starts racing and it's very difficult.
So you're only hoping he mishits one. Otherwise, can we fault Sunrisers at all? Would you have liked in hindsight to see them get to 190, 195, 200 with the kind of start they had?
Possibly in hindsight, but they looked well on course to win that game.
Yeah.
It just took a special knock from someone. I mean, Nitish Rana's innings we almost forget
Sure.
after that sort of innings, but it just needed something extraordinary. I mean, only a person who can bat at 257 strike rate could have won that game for them.
Nitish Rana, though, holding that innings together well before and keeping them in the game well before Andre Russell came out. Good innings.
He batted superbly. I mean, pushed up to an opening role as well, which he's not accustomed to. That probably only happened because Sunil Narayan, hurt himself. So I thought he did a fantastic job.
All right, that sums up what's been an Andre Russell manic show at the Eden Gardens. Quick review of the rest of the day of the first innings. The game between Delhi and Mumbai is already underway. We're going to catch that a little later. But just looking back at the way Sunrisers went about this game, the use of Rashid Khan, the fact that they had wickets early. If you look at takeaways from Sunrisers just from game one, are they just going to tell themselves we were at the receiving end or the wrong end of a freak innings? Or are there still things you'd like to see them work out?
Yeah, I mean, I think now looking back, they would have liked to get a few more runs because that ground, their big totals can be chased, especially when you have someone like Andre Russell. You won't find too many guys like Andre Russell in the opposition. There'll be big hitters, but there are different challenges on different ground, and this is one of those venues where totals can be chased. You saw 50 odd needed and comfortably chased. So maybe that's something when you have such a good start and so many batsmen in the shed, you might want to make use of and try and get to that 200 or 190, 195, which could have made the difference. They might have to find another seamer who gives them a little bit some different, whether it's extra pace or some variations, whether it's Indian or overseas.
They have Stanley, they still have Basil Thampi as an Indian seamer. They've got Khalil Ahmed as a left armer. They've got plenty of options from an Indian point of view.
It's probably something they might look at away from home, actually. I mean, they change the pace and that are excellent at home ground, especially. So maybe just going away, that might be something they tweak. But all in all, I think they'll be pretty happy. I mean, they're a good side going forward. There's nothing too much to worry about.
It's only one game, but you don't get too many games when you're 36. And it's not been a memorable day for Yusuf Pathan, not just with bat, but also with a chance going down in the field.
Yeah, I mean, lots of people drop catches. Everyone does at some stage or other.
Sometimes when you look at the older guys, you almost feel feel like going after them.
But there is a clear weakness with him in the field. I mean, either he gets them runs which help them win games, or then he's always going to be a liability in the field for them. So it's only one game.
When you come in deep in the innings and you expect it to hit sixes and you don't get it executed, then you're up for criticism. But that's the role playing down the order.
What about KKR's batting order today? Maybe enforced change with Narayan picking up that little impotent injury. We don't know much about it yet, but Rana's got some runs there. Now DK came at 4. Were you happy with the way they panned out?
Yeah, I mean, it worked in their favour, didn't it?
But they required a freak innings. That doesn't mean they necessarily got it right.
Well, one of the things which showed in that last over was the quality of Shubman Gill and the form that he's in as well. So maybe they might look at... Sunil Narayan's dangerous. So when he's at the top there, it works well with Chris Lynn because usually people will bowl spin to Chris Lynn while he's there. But if Sunil comes out, they won't. So that sort of helps Chris a little bit. So that partnership needs to be looked at. DK would have come deeper, I think, if Nitish Rana would have batted 3 or 4. So,
I think under the circumstances, that's the best they could do. I don't think they could have done anything better with the batting lineup.
And also little things. We say how Vijay Shankar looking good would bode well for Sunrisers to how they want to use him. Even Shubman Gill finishing that game off when it was 12 or 5. He gets a couple of dot balls and gets out there, and all of a sudden you're thinking very differently. It gives them a little more confidence of how they could use him. Even if he has to be left or resigned to number 7. He can still do a small job.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, that's the incredible confidence that most batters have these days, that they can hit a 6 at any given time. It's quite a incredible thing in modern day cricket.
All right. Many thanks. Ajit Agarkar, Brad Hodge will be back in a bit as the Mumbai and Delhi game is also underway. Before we leave you though, we have to pull out the Fab 4 selections of Ajit and Brad and see how they've done. Good picks actually. David Warner, Nitish Rana, and some not so good picks. I'll come to that in a bit. But David Warner gets Ajit Agarkar a good 105 points. Rashid Khan gets him 40-0 for Sunil Narayan. He got Andre Russell, so he has absolutely smashed it. Well done, Mr. Agarkar. 244 points. Should be very pleased by that effort.
Yeah, comfortable.
Oh, yes. Let's see
And
how
Sunil
much.
Narayan not getting a point.
Let's see how close. Yeah, let's see how close you were to Bradley Hodge. And Hodgie picked a number of Indians. Ajit didn't. That's what he's got. 237.
Oh,
I
that's
tell you
close.
what, it got
Wow.
very close. Imagine Kuldeep Yadav and Sunil Narayan, the two guys that didn't get you points. Would you have predicted that? But lots of points from
All he needed was Vijay Shankar bowling that last over, getting a couple of wickets.
or Andre Russell not getting one away
Yeah.
at the end. One boundary would have made all the difference. Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll keep this challenge going. Let's move on to our focus on the Delhi-Mumbai game. We'll be back with more on that at the halftime show. So do join us then for ESPNcricinfo Matchday T20.